Welcome back to episode 38 of Defeating Weekly. I'm your host, Craig Olson. Thank you for checking these videos out. And please, as always, share with others. I love hearing from you. And last week, I had some really great comments on the video I did last week. So if you didn't see that, please go check that out. I always love to interact with the listeners and getting feedback and having those conversations. It's awesome. And that's why I do this, is to be able to have those conversations and to learn from one another. As always, if you've missed any previous episodes, go to the Defeating Weekly YouTube channel, subscribe, and keep following and watching these videos. This week, we're going to kind of do a little bit of ripping the Band-Aid off, so to speak, and really getting down to the core of why we oftentimes don't meet our goals. And so the focus is on a quote that I kind of came up with this last week, and that is, "You are your own worst roadblock." Now, this past week, I worked on finishing up our workout room in our basement, and it's been a bit of a process, but I finally got the trim up, and we just have some few odds and ends left to do. So as a result of this, I was able to start putting things back into the workout room that we typically have. So that's the weight racks, the kettlebells, and other workout equipment that we always have in there. But the other piece is it included being able to put our quote board back in our workout room. So this quote board that we have is a really cool little unique thing that Tasha had put in there, and we've continued to just grow with it and change it every so often. It's a whiteboard that we just have in there with little inspirational quotes we have, and we update it occasionally. And since this was kind of like the going into this workout room, I decided to erase the quotes we had on there and put a few different ones on there. And I had the idea of, you're your own worst enemy. You know, we've all heard that, but I felt like that didn't really meet up with what we were truly doing and what our goals were within this workout space. So instead of your own worst enemy, I tried playing with words and came up with the quote that you are your own worst roadblock. And so it just felt more powerful and impactful to me as a drive during these workout times. And so just kind of thinking about it, the reason I chose roadblock is because it's defined as a temporary hindrance or barrier. And I feel like that temporary piece is often not included. We just think it's a hindrance, a barrier we can't overcome, but we can overcome those roadblocks. So when you starting something new or working out, it's typically not the outside world preventing us from meeting our goals. It's typically us. So I get that it's not always, that's why I say typical. So just kind of keeping that in mind, but a lot of times it is us. So think about some of your goals that you have had in the past that you didn't reach. What truly stopped you from reaching that goal? Did a neighbor prevent you from doing them? Did you blame it on work, school, family, space? Really be honest with what you blamed it on. But I would guess if we really started going through and looking at the deep down core, we'd realize, yeah, those things probably contributed to us not meeting our goals. I'm not saying they didn't. But what I am saying is that I feel like most of us, when we really get down to our very core, we'll probably realize that it wasn't those things that prevented us from reaching our goals. It was probably us. Okay. So for instance, looking at myself, if you're wanting to get into shape, but you say things like, I don't have the space to work out, or I don't have the equipment. Oh, I got to have all that equipment. I just don't have it. I don't have the time. Those are excuses. Being honest, I said I'm ripping the Band-Aid off. Those are excuses. I've made them, but they are completely false. There are great workouts you can do that require literally the space you're sitting in or standing in and watching this episode right now. I've done workouts in my classroom on the floor, just quick pop out 10 push-ups, squats, whatever it may be, right where you're at. And the other thing is, I know I fell in this trap as well, the equipment piece. You've got all the equipment you need to be successful right here. Your body. Your body's always ready for a good workout. You can have some of the best workouts simply with your body. Your body weight's great for being able to get in shape. So stop making those excuses. Okay. In our careers, many of us prevent ourselves from reaching our goals because we second guess ourselves and say things like, this idea isn't good enough, or we get shot down a lot with the ideas that we do present to those above us. And it feels like if we're always getting shut down, we're not going to, we might as well just stop. We feel that it's not important, it's not valued, whatever it may be. I get it. You know, we've all had times like that. But if it's something that means that much to you, maybe there's another way that you could reach that goal. You know, you got to really dig in and start looking at what are some pieces that need to change within that. Maybe it's a goal that's not geared towards your current situation. How could you adjust that if it truly means that much to you? So I got some action steps, just like always, 3. So number 1, when you're creating your goals, think about the roadblocks that may prevent you from reaching those goals. Be honest and kind of put them in 2 categories. 1, the outside roadblocks. There are definitely roadblocks that will be put in place that can help prevent us from reaching the goals. But on the flip side, put the roadblocks that you yourself are going to be. Be honest. Take a look at those. Those are going to help you when you reach those along the way. 2, when you create your own roadblocks, acknowledge them, acknowledge that you created them, and really examine why you put that roadblock up in the first place. Is it because you felt unworthy of the success, or felt like, ooh, this could open up doors I'm not sure I want to have happen? Okay. I'm here to tell you, you are worthy. And if those goals mean that much to you, don't get in your own way. Trust that your goals were good for you. Push through them, break down those roadblocks. Remember, they're temporary, that temporary piece. And then 3 is just kind of going with that. Get out of your own way. Stop making excuses and just get after it and get them done. Okay. Leaving you with a quote, just like always, determination gives you the resolve to keep going in spite of the roadblocks that lay before you. There's always going to be roadblocks in your life, outside roadblocks. Stop making additional roadblocks yourself. That quote was from Dennis Waitley. I hope you have a great day and defeat the week.